Hi guys, and welcome to the video by Trim Vegan and Frodo. I'm here today with Martin. Say hi.
Hello.
And we are in Brisbane having vegan shakes and stuff in the Gila. Anyway, you can see the name there. There you go. But we've been having a pretty interesting conversation just about the whole dying and what happens when you die and where all of that goes. Yeah, he's been cycling today and he got sunburned.
Yeah.
It's also check out his shirt. It's a pretty cool shirt, hey. But yeah, the subject is interesting. So, as you know, we also talked about Mike Hall, who recently passed away, and we've all been just having discussions of why it happened and what we can learn from it and what can come out of it, really.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on the subject, man?
Okay, well, I was more thinking a more general sort of about spirituality and so forth, in a sense that, okay, Michael died, and so for whatever reason he died, and I just think that, you know, some people think that you live a life in like a loop, so when you die you relive the same life over again, and the thing is, people will think, well, that sucks, or that'll be a bit boring, but basically you relive it over again because your soul thinks that maybe you didn't live a fulfilling life or something like that. So it gives you the chance to relive it over again, the exact same life. So you get born in the same hospital, same place or whatever, same time. So if you were born in, say, 1982 and it's 2017 now, you go back to 1982 and then you relive the same life over again, same parents and all that. But then, for whatever reason, that's why you get like things like deja vu. It's like you feel like you've been here before because in a previous life you probably have, and in existence or whatever. So basically, you're in that life, and so instead of going left, you go right, and so then thus you get deja vu in that sense because you're making an opposite decision, and so that then causes a fork in your existence, and so you make different decisions and so forth from that. And so then you live life differently. And then ultimately, if you do feel like you're at the end of your life, you feel that you have no regrets, or not many, and it's pretty much been a fulfilling life, then you go to like the next level in your life. So basically, then that leads me to my next theory is basically, okay, when you live a fulfilling life, the way humanity regards fulfilling is, I guess, is that you meet someone and then you have kids, you have offspring. And so I think that, okay, when you get reborn, obviously you don't get reborn as you get reborn as probably somewhere in the future, like as part of your family tree, because obviously as far as time is concerned, you don't get born as your son's son because you're still alive, you're like the granddad and so forth. But, you know, there are those movies where basically they say that a couple generations down look exactly like the great granddad or great granduncle or something like that, and there's those pictures you see occasionally where people look very similar to other people, and so I'm thinking that, okay, so maybe it's because that person has lived a really good life, they've died, and so when they've got reborn again, they don't relive the same loop over again. They live over a new loop, and that loop gets started on when they get born as that other person way in the future in that sense. In that sense, but they're still part of that family tree. And then that gets me into my whole like conspiracy theories in the sense of like really rich people. It's like the reason why they're so involved in keeping it in the family and like bloodlines and stuff like that is because they may have like a spiritual or existential sort of theory in the sense that they may be reborn later on down the line in the family. So they don't want to, obviously, they want to ensure the wealth of the family is maintained. So then 100 years in the future, when they get reborn, they'll be able to inherit it. And then they go on again in that sense. So yeah, so that's my theory.
No, that's interesting. Yeah, it's pretty different. And
It's out there.
I do believe in reincarnation and that we are, I don't know if we live the exact same life.
Yeah.
It is possible, like obviously, why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
But I do believe that we choose to come back, and that is because like we need to learn or relearn some lessons, or like our soul just feels that it needs to finish something. There's some unfinished business that it's coming back for.
Yeah.
And when
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
And when someone passes away or dies, it's just because that person or the soul that's inside the person, they just like ready for the next phase, but also this person's death might trigger something in the current life when without this death it would have never been triggered and it would have never have happened. So like there's a meaning behind it all, there's a reasoning behind it all, and of course like you want to live your life to the fullest every single day, like because you don't know when it's gonna end, what's gonna happen, which is like kind of focusing on today and trying to do the most, get the most out of it and do good for the world and try to follow your passions.
It's always good to plan for the future and so forth, but then you have to. People are so concerned about the future, saving for the future, and they forget about living in the now. And so, and in the now is happening now. It's actually right now. And so the only thing you have is right now. And so, let's make the most of it. And it's like they say, like there's a future, the past, the present. And there's a reason why it's called the present, because it is a present. It's for you to actually do. Like you can't do anything about the past, it's happened, and you can't do anything about the future because it hasn't happened yet. But you can do things in the now and the present to determine a good future in that sense, to control that in that sense. So so there's that, and